anyway, we've got a big day today. Oh, not that big, about 400 k's riding to a free campsite just outside of Millicent. So looks like if the weather holds up like this, it should be a good day. See you soon. Okay, all packed, ready to rock and roll. Time to hit the road and rock and roll. Off we go. Bridge here. I have to stop. I love getting away on the bike. Just me, the roads, the weather, an occasional truck to pass, wide open skies, and a constant changing panorama of majestic Australian scenery. Riding across the South Australian border, I find myself in pine logging country, the occasional logging truck passing by, long hallways of pine trees flanking each side of the road. The sun now on my face as I head west and the day is drawing to a close. Fuel gauge is flashing at me and it's time to hit the service station. That's what you call cutting it close. Check that out. Not true. Oh boy, thought I had plenty of fuel to get these, but it ended up being about 5 k's left. Okay, I arrived at a little free camp spot for the night. Got a table and even got a little rock. Put the stand of the motorbike on. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to stick the drone up in a minute. Today we rode from Geelong all the way to a place called Millicent, just past Mount Gambier. I found a free camping place on the side of the road. It lays amongst farmland and flat, wide open plains. Tents set up, bike's over there. Rode 400 and something kilometers today. It's been a good day. All packed up after a nice hot cup of coffee and heading to Kingston, home of the large lobster and lighthouse that I filmed with the drone but forgot to push the record button, so no footage. Just found a great little spot to stop and take a bit of footage here of these lakes and the beach. So I'm just going to quickly throw the drone up and get some shots for you. Coorong National Park is a protected area located in South Australia, about 156 kilometres southeast of Adelaide, that predominantly covers a coastal lagoon ecosystem officially known as the Coorong and the Young Husband Peninsula on the Coorong's southern side. The west end of the Coorong Lagoon is at the Murray Mouth near Hindmarsh Island and Sir Richard Peninsula, and it extends about 130 kilometres southeastwards. Road access is from Menanjani. The beach on the coast side of the peninsula, the longest in Australia, is also commonly called the Coorong. It is abundant with birds and wildlife and is spectacular to see from the eye of a drone. As we leave the Coorong behind us, we pass Lake Alexandra, Lake Albert, and head down the M1 highway through Tailem Bend, Mount Barker, and finally into Harndorf. Harndorf has a beautiful array of taverns, shops, and beautiful European trees that were no doubt planted by the early German settlers. The German influence of Harndorf stands out like a sore thumb. It is a beautiful little town and very worthwhile visiting on your way into Adelaide. After sampling some of the coffee and produce at Harndorf and purchasing a knife or two, I decided to head down to Glenelg through the Hyacinth tunnels, which were 480 metres long, cost $151 million to build, was built between 1998 and opened in 2000, and 100,000 cubic metres of rock was removed. It is one of the most treacherous routes into Adelaide for large trucks. Once arrived in Glenelg, I shower, freshen up and have a walk around the marina. Glenelg was established in 1836. It is the oldest European settlement on the mainland South Australia. It was named after Lord Glenelg, popular for its beaches and restaurants, and now for its beautiful marina, boats and restaurants. After a wet, stormy night, I wake up, pack my gear and head from Glenelg up to Seven Hill, a place just before the Clare Valley. Riding out on the highways, I can see the remains of the storm to my right. The roads are wet and sparkly. It is mild with the sun coming up, and it looks and appears it's going to be a good day. As I get into the Seven Hill, the temperature drops down to 13 degrees, the rain starts and it gets cold.
God, what are you doing to me? This bloody, I don't know if I'm in Tassie or South Australia at the moment. It's fucking cold, it's wet, and I found a cafe at Seven Hill and I'm gonna go sit down and have something to eat and a coffee because it's fucking cold.
A bit wet out there today. Found a nice little cafe. And have a shepherd's pie. After a heartwarming and spirit-lifting cup of coffee and shepherd's pie, I head off from Seven Hill to Carrington, about 71 kilometres ride. The Clare Valley is a valley located in South Australia, about 100 kilometres north of Adelaide.
So I'm not the only one, there's quite a few crew here, all caught out, fuel bowsers locked, and no fuel. I was very lucky to get fuel off that kind gentleman. I've actually helped these crew out, jumped on my fuel lap, and worked out that if they go back to Wellington, it's about 51 k's, they can get there and they can get fuel there. They've rang through, made sure that that's open, because we all just went through Orroroo and the fuel place there was shut. It wasn't open because it's Good Friday, Easter Good Friday. So be aware, you're travelling Easter Good Friday, some public holidays, places out in the outback may not be open. And that's puts you in the shit creek bonds when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, ciao, see you later. Look at this kind man, he's actually given me some fuel. I've got no fuel. I'm in the middle of nowhere at Carrington. The fuel depot's locked and this kind man lives here and he's actually filled me up. Isn't it? For Easter, for nothing. Didn't want any money. What a good man.
Riding from Carrington to Hawker, a distance of about 71 kilometres, you really start to get a glimpse of the Flinders Ranges slowly rising on the horizon. Nowadays, the wide open grasslands are mostly used for large-scale cropping operations. You really feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, and and you can see all the way to the horizon in every direction.
Like you're travelling public holidays, everyone wants fuel. Like, that. Alright, made it to the fuel depot. Thanks to that old fella with the fuel. It was very kind of him. So I can fill up, make up to my brother's place.
In Hawker, I was much relieved to fill the bike up full of fuel after practically running out back in quarantine with no fuel depot open. After fueling up, I head down RM Williams Way and turn right at Flinders Ranges Way and head up to my brother's place at Emu Creek.
Smile, you're on camera. Well, Derek's just taken the video camera and he's gone across the creek down here to film me crossing the creek, which is the Akaba Creek. It's a stony creek crossing into his property. He sent me a video this morning telling me it was in flood. I was like, oh my god. But anyway, it's not in flood. It does flood quite quickly, and it might not have even rained here. It might have rained up in the ranges, and the water comes down the creek, and it can actually, I'll put a clip on the YouTube video and show you how, actually it gets very high. So they're going across the creek in Pinky. They're going to sit on the other side and film me coming across. So hopefully everything goes okay and I don't go arse ups on the bike going across. I've taken the sport glide across and that wasn't too bad. Hopefully this one works out too. If it goes pear-shaped, you'll all see it. Anyway, let's see. Oh, that was a little bit hairy, but anyway, we got there. There's there and Polly, Melbourne. Tell you what, wouldn't want to be any more scarier than that. There we go. Jeez, don't stand up. Ooh, that's the soft bit. Doing alright, doing alright. Well done. Made it. Good job. Try it like that too often though. Good. Dirty.
It felt really good to be riding up the gravel driveway into Emu Creek. It really is hard to put into words the peaceful feeling of being out here, miles from the hectic pace of modern day life.
Stayed in the cabin last night, which is great. My brother puts me up here, and I'm going to go out and see what we can see in this beautiful Flinders Ranges. Just coming up to the top of the hill here. Have a look at this.
Every time I visit Emu Creek and then depart, I must say I feel more peaceful on the departure than I did as I arrived. There's wide open spaces, the prehistoric look of the magnificent ranges and Willapina Pound. The raw beauty of this place really captures the heart and soul of your being. I feel everyone should get away from time to time, whether it's on a bike or in a car, and get out and see these spaces. Just spend some time alone in the wilderness, regenerate your soul. After saying my goodbyes to Polly and Derek, I leave with a happy but heavy heart in some ways, knowing that I'm going back to the city, leaving this beautiful, majestic land behind me. It's a long ride home, a couple of days riding, and it's time to reflect on the journey home, time to look towards the road ahead. Life is a never-ending, changing road. That's the beauty and the charm of being alive. We all have choices at every crossroad that we come to. This gives us an opportunity to decide which way we want to go. Once we decide on a way, it's best to focus forward and don't look back. So we're along R.M. Williams Way in South Australia, and all along you see these old ruins on the sides of the road. So I'm going to put the drone up and have a fly around and have a look around. So let's go and check it out.
2, 3.
back home in sunny Victoria. Raining quite consistently right now. So that was lucky. I beat all that crap. Had a few showers, but nothing drama, no big drastic dramas.